Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. Myself and Devlin actually filmed this yesterday, and in our haste to finish up and get back home before it got dark, I forgot to mention that at the end of this video I'm going to do a random draw from everybody who is subscribed to my channel, as well as leaves a comment at the end of this video letting us know what they thought of our content. And the prize for that is going to be one of the fire pits featured in this video. The only condition that I'm going to have to attach is that I'm going to limit the shipping on the fire pit to $30, because I do have some international followers and some overseas, I do believe, and that may be pretty expensive to ship, so we'll try and help you out as best I can. But for now I'm going to limit the shipping to $30. That draw will take place 60 days from the day that I air this video, so make sure you subscribe to Angling and Arrows, hit the like button, as well as leave a comment at the end of the video. And speaking of the end of the video, there's also going to be some hints towards another contest coming up that you may want to check out, because this is one you're not going to want to miss. So make sure you watch the video through to the end for a hint on that contest. And myself and Devlin will have some more videos and reviews upcoming in the very near future. I hope you enjoy it. So what are we going to do today, Devlin?
Light a fire.
And what are we going to use?
An OUTYFUN fire pit.
And we're going to see how it works and tell everybody what we think of it?
Yes.
Sounds good to me. And what channel are they watching?
Angling and Arrows.
Right on. And if you like the review at the end, what should they do?
Like, subscribe and follow.
So today we're going to show you our OUTYFUN fire pit. We had planned on doing an unboxing, and I filmed that a part of it inside where we showed you what it was like. But what did Dad do?
You go into the box and accidentally deleted the video.
Yeah, exactly. So that didn't work out so well for us. So now we're going to show you what it's like. We've already used it once, but we're going to do the setup here now and show you how it operates. So what have you got in your hand, Devlin?
The fire pit.
And what's the bag? Show them the bag. It comes in a nice... It comes in a pretty decent carrying bag. Actually, it's fairly heavy duty. It has a zip lid on it. All the parts fit in here super nice, and it's really compact. So Devlin's going to set it up now while I get the fire ready. And he's going to tell you what he's doing while he's doing it. Right, Devlin?
Yes.
So show him the parts.
So we got the base, which all the poles would go on to. We got the mat that the fire would go on. And we got some poles. But 4 of the poles are different, because 4 of the poles have these little pieces on the bottom, and that's what will be going on the bottom of the fire pit.
That's right. And on the corner for attaching the mesh to the legs, there's 4 clips. It actually comes with a spare one, which you'll find in the package. And all you do to set it up is you just pinch it together and you insert it into the hole into the mesh. And then when you set up your fire pit, I did that one backwards, they all have to go in the same direction. It doesn't matter which side is up in the fire pit. And then these will just slide into the hole on the top of the poles there. So I'm going to show you a little trick now. What we did the last day was you have the base like this, so if you position your legs so that you get your little flat surface, and then what I found easier was to put the bottom legs in first, upside down, because what you'll find happens is if you move it around too much, the legs on this will, they won't do it now, but the legs tend to fall out a little bit. So it's easier to do it upside down. Put the bottom legs in place.
And then tone it, then quickly put that on the ground and then put piano pieces on.
That's right, so this leg came out. But once the fire is going, there'll be no need to move it around. So you make sure your base is good and solid on the ground.
Let's move this up a little bit.
Good and solid. And I'm going to give Devlin the other 4 pieces. I actually brought some cardboard from home. It's minus 12 today and minus 18 with the wind chill. And we're just out for a couple hours, so we're not doing the survival fire lighting here. There's a million videos on the internet to show you how to light fire with 2 rocks and a piece of string. But we prefer to come supplied with a lighter or matches and some cardboard. Makes life a whole lot easier. So Devlin has the top poles inserted, and now he's going to put the mesh fire pit on. And like we said, it just slides into the holes there. Devlin will show you on the last one.
You have to kind of pull really tight and make sure that the two pieces that are on the bottom are in.
If you fold it up a little bit, it makes it a little easier. Devlin will do the last one because you stretch it tight. So if you fold it up, when you put the
last one's really hard.
Yeah, you fold it up and put the last clip in, and then you can spread it out, and that makes your fire pit good to go. That's right. So we got the fire pit here now. It's pretty solid, and this is the setup. As you can see here, these actually tend to come out a little bit when you get the weight on it. That won't be an issue. This is the second time we've used this, so there it is. It's a pretty straightforward setup. You can see the only issue we really have is these legs actually do come apart during setup, but I mean that's not a huge big deal. Once it's in place, it seems to stay there, right, Devlin?
Yeah.
So we're going to get a little fire going now, and we're going to have a cup of tea.
You are going to have a cup of tea, not me. I don't even like tea.
He doesn't even like tea. I'm going to have a cup of tea. Devlin's going to have a cup of hot chocolate. Throw it right up. Get it going.
And this is kind of like the easiest way to light a fire, since you don't need to try like 5 times to get it lit. When you try once, it usually just out. But if you do it with a different fire pit, like on the ground, you usually have to try a few times.
That's right.
Or like in a wood stove.
That's right. And the reason for that, Devlin, is because this fire pit is up off the ground, so you get a really good draft. You get air blowing up underneath. So if you were in the snow, or if you were down in a rock fire pit, sometimes you don't get enough draft, and it won't burn as good. And that's one of the reasons we actually looked at purchasing a device like this. Was for ice fishing. You can have a fire right on the pond.
You figure poaching it, not me. And you don't even bought it, Mom did.
I got it for Christmas. So yeah, so we decided in the winter time, if there's a lot of snow down, you could lay these legs on a little base of logs, keep it up off, and that way your fire pit and your coals won't burn down into the snow, and you won't be constantly having to move back the snow. And as well, if you're on a pond, you
won't melt the ice.
You won't melt the ice and fall to the bottom of the pond, right, Devlin? So this fire pit here cost, I do believe it was $34.99 plus tax, I believe, and it's rated for 5 kg, which is actually quite a substantial amount of wood when you really think about it. And I'd be willing to bet that's, even though that's what they recommend, I think it could probably hold more than that. I'm going to cut up a few chunks of wood. I actually use this arborist saw. I switched over to a saw. I still carry an axe. A decent axe is always a necessity in the woods. But for junking up firewood, I've switched to the arborist saws a couple of years ago. These actually work fantastic. They're super sharp, and it's easier to make burnable lengths of wood than it is cutting it up with an axe. Super quick. Yeah, get one that's not dry, buddy, because it'll burn. Devlin's over there now cutting a marshmallow stick. We're just waiting for the fire to burn down a little bit. So the most important part of this trip is the s'mores and hanging out with Devlin, of course, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dad, I never use the fire for roast my marshmallow, do I?
No.
I just catch it on fire, then I let it burn outside the fire.
Devlin's
I want double small.
Devlin's all about the charcoal marshmallow s'mores. Oh man, that is gooey and burned black. So we're doing a trial run of the OUTYFUN fire pit today. The only real issue that we had with the Devlin, I think, was the legs fell off when we were putting it together, right?
And when that trout fell off.
That's right, and one of these clips came out there. I kind of readjusted the fire pit,
That clip.
And this one over here just kind of came out of the leg, but with the weight on it seems to stay there. So once it's set up, there doesn't seem to be any real issues. The only complaint I got about it, and it's not really a complaint, just something to point out, is that you got to make sure you kind of cut your wood up fairly small until you get a bit of a base in here, because the fire pit with the weight on it in the center, of course, it dips down, and if you lay long wood on it when it's burning, it won't actually sink down and touch your coals, so it's harder to get your fire going. But once you get a little bit of a base established like we have here now, then it's not really an issue. The bottom underneath here, it doesn't seem to be too hot at all, so I think this is going to serve our purpose. This is just a close-up look at it now. You can see that the coals actually seem to be staying in the mesh pretty good. If you look at it from underneath, you can see how the mesh is tight enough that it allows the air to go through no problem. Yeah. And as well, it keeps the fire contained. So once you get a base, you should be able to get a base to your fire there, the same as you would in a fire pit on the ground.
Yeah. And Dad, I'm on my second cup now.
Yeah, you just made another one?
Yeah.
Oh man, Devlin's on a second cup of hot chocolate. So yeah, this should stop the fire from burning down into the snow in the winter months when you get a good base of snow down. And as well on the ice fishing, I think the ice won't be able to melt underneath it. It's not going to get hot enough, so you'll be able to have a fire right out on the pond without the hole filling up with water as your fire burns. That'll be a big plus. You're not going to get a raging huge campfire on this, but this is plenty big to keep you warm and to have a cook up on. It's actually a great size. And the fact that it folds up so small is really nice as well. So if you like this video and the review that me and Devlin did of the OUTYFUN fire pit, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button down below. It really helps us out. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And when we do get to 1,000 subscribers, you're going to want to make sure that you are keeping your eye on this channel, because we're going to have a fantastic giveaway. I'm not going to give too many clues now, but it's not going to be your usual pocket knife or hunting knife or something along those lines. It's going to be a pretty good giveaway we do when we hit 1,000 subscribers. And when we hit 500, which is a little less than 150 to go, when we hit that, we're going to start giving away a few clues to exactly what that giveaway will be. Also this winter we're going to have a couple of more reviews coming up. I have a Northbound Gear Company backpack I'm going to be reviewing. I'm looking forward to getting that out into the woods and trying it out. And me and Devlin are going to hang out and do some more angling and arrow adventures, right Devlin?
Yes.
Right on. So do you think people should subscribe?
Yes.
Yeah? Why?
So that way we can get to 500 and 1,000 subscribers.
That's right. Most importantly, I hope that you enjoyed the content regardless, and you stay safe out there during all your winter activities. Enjoy, everybody.